Right, since I haven't done too many Q&A videos for a while, even though episode 73 went up at the time of this recording, I figure I'd start to get back into the swing of things and, you know, as they say, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. So we're starting with episode 74 to end at the time, 2014, but you'll be seeing this on the first Sunday of 2015. And the first question is from the Co92. How you doing, buddy? And your question is, do you find it wrong that people are narking on young children because of the modern entertainment they enjoy? This is kind of... I don't want to say... how do I want to say this? I think it depends on what perspective and viewpoint that you're looking at it from. If there's nothing wrong with the entertainment that the kids in question are enjoying and it's not hurting anyone, then I say, yeah, it is kind of wrong to narc on the people. If they're watching stuff that, from our perspective, or, you know, perspective of others, that the shows they're watching is kind of stupid, wouldn't necessarily say it's right to... I would say it's still wrong, but at the end of the day, it's all about subjective viewpoint. Again, it depends on what they're watching, but at the end of the day, you know, the content that they're watching is intended for them. I mean, there are probably people back in the day that would narc on me for watching Sonic the Hedgehog, Knight Rider, and Thunderbirds, which comes back in 2015. Awesome. And, you know, I got narked on it because I watched it, but at the end of the day, if I'm a fan of something I enjoy, what the heck do I care about what someone else thinks, you know? If it's not hurting anybody, then, you know, who cares, you know? I think it just comes down to the fact that some people have this, I wouldn't say objective or being the sake of objective, but they've got this kind of mindset that's like, you're watching stuff that I don't like, therefore I think it's crap, therefore you must watch what I think you should watch. And it's like, no. You can't go around being like that. I hope that answers your question. Question 2 from, a very long time YT subscriber, Diva Lover 5159, who was a huge supporter of my Nightwatch series. How are you today, sir? His question. MJ, hello. Who do you think would win in a fight classic showdown, Kit versus Airwolf? I gotta be careful with what I say here, because I know these are two very passionate and dedicated fan bases. That's a tough call. You know, Airwolf has the firepower and the maneuverability, but then you've got Kit, you know, for all intents and purposes, the world's greatest supercar, car of tomorrow, call him what you will, with, you know, the immense array of gadgets and some firepower of his own, but nowhere near on the level of Airwolf. But he has tricks and trades to be able to jam the systems and bring the copter down. I think if we were basing it on firepower, I think Airwolf would win, but with all the other clever equipment, or sophisticated equipment, should I say, I think Kit would have the edge, but it would be by this much. It would be so close. Like I say, if we're talking firepower, Airwolf's got the advantage, but if we're talking other technical equipment, Kit's got this. Question 3, are you looking forward to 2015? Yes, I am. Now, considering next year we're having the return of the old school franchises from Terminator, Jurassic Park, I would say Fast and the Furious, but it's kinda early to call them old school, considering that franchise started around in 2001. I'm only going by the release date of the first movie. And, you know, like I say, Terminator, Jurassic Park and Thunderbirds coming back. It's shaping up to be a decent year. Now some would argue that the only reason Terminator is coming back is just to cash in on an old franchise, and a couple of Arnold's last few movies, although good movies from what I've heard in reviews, didn't do too well at the box office, so they've got to go back to what made money from him in the first place, which one of those franchises is Terminator. I like the idea with what they're going with. It's very very similar outline and process as to how J.J. Abrams' Star Trek did in 2009, where it's recognizing and acknowledging the established continuity that had happened with the original 60s series, but it's gone down its alternate timeline, or it is in a sense retconning it for all intents and purposes, and they are at least acknowledging and establishing Terminators 1 and 2 with the way that they're going. Whether they're going to acknowledge Terminator 3 and 4, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. Terminator 3 is a guilty pleasure because Arnold could still go. Terminator 4, I don't know. It was... I liked the premise that it had, but I just felt Terminator 4 was not their best. Opinion only. Now, with Jurassic Park 4, or Jurassic World, depending on your interpretation, I like the premise that they're actually going with, because this is where it's art imitating life, in the sense of, in the movie, people are so over dinosaurs live dinosaurs in an amusement park, because they've seen them for so many years, and like I say, with the Jurassic Park movies, we know what Jurassic Park's dinosaurs can do. We need to have something a little bit fresh, something a little new to the mix, and the idea of creating this new super predator, which is being dubbed as Diabolus Rex, which translation means Devil Rex, where the idea that it's meant to be a combination of a T-Rex, Velociraptor and Scuttlefish, which basically the thing is able to camouflage itself, that makes for a really deadly super predator, because as powerful and as dominating as a T-Rex is, there's only so much you can hide of that massive 14 to 17 foot high, 40 foot long super predator, whereas the idea of something that is as big as T-Rex but can camouflage into the background is like, that leaves people open and vulnerable to attack, and they wouldn't know what hit them. So I think they're going in the right direction with that, and I've heard very good things about Chris Pratt as an actor from his performance as Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, which I have yet to see. That's a bad on my part. But it'll be interesting to see what they can do with the franchise, considering it's been, by the time we get to June 12, it will be 13 years since Jurassic Park 3, which I think that movie could have been done a lot better. It's a guilty pleasure for me because it wasn't the best in the series, but the fact that Sam Neill was there and gave it some credibility, he made it work. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie. Fast 7. It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out, because from what I understand, Paul Walker was killed in that car crash whilst they were still in production filming it. So as to how much of Paul Walker will actually be in as him, and not one of his brothers coming in and having Paul's face digitally replaced over them, it's unclear at this stage. But I think it'll be a good movie because I love the Fast and Furious franchise. I think it's a decent, energetic, and story-driven. Yeah, see what I did just there. But I think if they decide to end this particular story, I think it will probably be for the best, because you take Paul Walker out, to try to do a Fast movie now without Paul Walker, it won't have the same rhythm, panache, or the same feeling to it, because he and Vin Diesel helped make that franchise what it is today. Granted, Vin Diesel only came in as a last 30 seconds of the movie before credits, and it was the only movie that didn't have Paul Walker in, but Paul and Vin are the two people that they were the two principal actors that you wanted to see from it. And then you get Tyrese Gibson, who I just think is a great actor, and he's an even better human being. Seriously, folks, if you ever happen to catch some of his Facebook videos, please watch them, because the man will open your mind up. He likes to refer to himself as a digital mentor. The man speaks truth. Won't go wrong with him. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 2015, folks. It is the year where we seize opportunities and grab them. Well, the usual shtick by now. Leave a question in the comment section below, or to one of the social media links in the outro. But until then, I hope you're having a happy new year, and good night from the night.